Now, how did you even get the building to do Eve After Dark?
Being a young DJ, me and my partners were doing dances all over LA, and there's one spot in LA called Alpine Village, which is not far from my house. We did that dance on a regular basis. And my dad, who was a big part of my life, came to my room one day, saw me with a pile of money. He thought I was selling dope. He was ready to kick off in my behind majorly. Hey, I'm not selling dope. I get my money over here at Alpine Village. We knew where Alpine Village was. He passed right by it every day going to work. And one night he came by Alpine Village to see what I was doing. And that particular night, we had it packed to the rafters. And his friend had just built a second story to his nightclub. It was a banquet hall. And he introduced us. I knew the guy. We all lived in the same neighborhood, but I knew him as my daddy's friend, not as a potential landlord. And because he and my daddy were drinking buddies, he said, I'll give you a shot. And he did. But the deal is, you need to be here every week, not just once a month. Huh? Every week? I'm 22 years old, man. I ain't got this kind of money. He said, don't worry about the money. Just show up and do what you got to do. And we made the money. You know, he never took a few times we were short. He worked with us. He worked with us till we got consistent. That was something, man, that I'll never forget. And that's probably why I've been so open to help other people in the past. Somebody helped me out, man, when I was a youngster. Somebody gave me opportunity I couldn't even afford to take, but he believed in me, gave me a shot, and that's how I got Eve After Dark. And after about 5 or 6 months of struggling, man, we finally hit a stride that was just unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
Would you say your father, with that being said, would you say your father was the one that initiated the entrepreneurial workflow in you?
No, yes and no. I was already an entrepreneur. I was already disco construction, doing parties, doing dances, but my old man helped me elevate.
Right.
And that was something that I would have never done if he hadn't have made that suggestion. I was comfortable being a mobile DJ. I'm 22, man.
Right.
Who at 22 years old think he could actually be a nightclub owner?
Right.
Okay. I have no nightclub experience. I have promotion experience. I have DJ experience. I'm not a nightclub owner, but because he thought I could do it, and basically I had been doing it, just didn't know what I was doing, and being able to manage people. And the old man that ran the club, he wasn't just a landlord; he was a mentor. So I got him and my dad kind of keeping me on track. Hey, man, do this right here. Don't do that right there. Do this right here. So I got mentors that's guiding me through this thing, man. And that made a big difference for me. Gave me longevity, dude. I stayed at Eve After Dark. I opened it in 1979, June 22nd, 1979. I ran it off and on for over 40 years.
How did that environment change in that club, man, when George Clinton came out in the 80s?
Man,
I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine that at all.
I have seen every fashion trend that ever hit the streets. When I first opened Eve in 79, man, it was disco, soul, and funk all at the same time. And hip hop was just making this debut. So everybody was there to party, man. You would never wear a pair of tennis shoes to Eve After Dark. Never would do it. You wouldn't be caught dead at Eve After Dark in tennis shoes and a sweatshirt. You would not do it. Eve After Dark was an upscale teen club, dude. We had a dress code, and you had to adhere to that dress code to get in Eve After. No jeans, no tennis shoes. You had to wear a collar shirt. That was the era of clubs in general, and Eve After Dark, because of the teen club, I wanted to be more like Soul Train and not Romper Room. So that was the vibe we had on there. But then you got funk music, you got R&B with Roger dropped Zap, and that shit, man, pop locking came into play hard. Same thing with Atomic Dog. All these records, man, just changed the vibe of the streets. Because, you know, did you understand how many different bad musicians we have at this era? We got Prince, we got Mike, we got George, we got Roger, we got Rick James. We got all these cats at the same time, man. Meanwhile, Chic is still doing their thing. SOS Band, Slave is doing their thing. You got all this at the same time, man. You just inundated with funk.
One of my favorite records that I grew up on was Change, the Glow of Love. Luther Vandross.
Yeah, you got Luther.
How if you can remember how specifically impactful was that record, because they called it a Chic ripoff. And
The Glow of Love by Prince. I mean by Luther Vandross, man. In this era I'm talking about, we played that record, man. We played that record. The Glow of Love, we played we played Bad Boy, okay?
Right.
You have to understand, man, at this era right here, this probably was one of the most eclectic eras of music that I can recall. Because we still got disco we playing, man. We still dropping KC and the Sunshine Band. We're still playing Bell and James, Living It Up Friday Night. Okay, you got all these songs. You got Flashlight, Aqua Boogie. You got all this shit to choose from, dude. And then Prince is dropping songs like Head. Oh, come, and Let's Work. All this shit at the same time.
Right.
You just, and then you got Mike. Okay, so you just got so much to choose from, and that's why at Eve After Dark, we had 4 DJs. I was one of them. I played the peak shift for a while, then I started not playing as much. But we had 4 DJs all the time, because every DJ pretty much had his own kind of format. Everybody played something different. It was some songs we would replay because it was so popular. But for the most part, everybody had a kind of a groove that they would set at a certain time, and it just made for an all-night party. Eve opened at 10 o'clock, it closed at 4, sometimes 5 o'clock in the morning, man. We played a loophole for almost for the first 3 years, 4 years, from 79 to like 83. We wrote on a loophole that said no jukebox, no live entertainment after 2 o'clock. It didn't say shit about DJ. So we didn't have alcohol, so we just danced until a cop realized that that we were past 2 o'clock in the morning, and he made it his personal duty to go to the county of LA, because Eve was in the county. Eve was not in Compton. People think it's in Compton. It's not in Compton. It's just outside of Compton, about a half mile from Compton, but it's close enough for Compton people to be a part of it. And he had DJ added to that ordinance, and we had to start shutting down at 2 o'clock like everybody else.